Imagine you go to a candy store with $5. Last year, you could buy 5 candies. Today, you can only buy 3. You still have $5, so what changed? That's inflation. Inflation is when money buys less over time. Not because things get better, not because people get greedy, but because more money exists than stuff. That's it. That's the entire idea. Now let's slow it down. Imagine a tiny town with just 10 kids. In this town, there are 10 toys and a total of $10. Each kid has exactly $1, and each toy costs exactly $1. Everything is perfectly balanced. A kid wants a toy, they hand over their dollar and they get it. Simple. Now one day, the town's teacher decides to do something nice. She gives every single kid $1 extra. Nothing else changes, we still have 10 kids. We still have the same 10 toys. But now there are $20 floating around instead of 10. What do you think happens next? The kids all run to the toy store, but there are still only 10 toys. One kid, holding his $2, says, "I'll pay $2 for that toy car." Another kid shouts, "No way, I'll pay $3." Suddenly, there's a bidding war. The toys didn't get better. They didn't magically multiply. The amount of money did. So the prices of the toys go up. That, in its simplest form, is inflation. Now let's bring this into the real world. In our lives, the extra money doesn't come from a friendly teacher. It comes from central banks, which are basically the government's bank. When a government needs a lot of money, and fast maybe to fund a war, rescue failing banks during a crisis, or handle a national emergency like a pandemic, they have a few options. They could raise taxes, but nobody likes that. So often they choose another path, they create more money. They don't literally fire up giant printing presses and run them 24/7 anymore. Nowadays, it's mostly digital. With a few keystrokes, billions of new dollars can be created and injected into the banking system. This new money makes it easier for banks to lend. So people and businesses start borrowing more. They have more cash, so they start spending more. Everyone feels a bit richer. But here's the crucial part. Just because there's more money, it doesn't mean there's more stuff. Factories don't suddenly double their output overnight. Farms can't magically grow twice as much food. Construction companies can't instantly build twice as many houses. We have more money chasing the exact same amount of goods and services. And just like with the kids and their toys, when more money chases the same stuff, prices have to rise. The grocery bill goes up. The price of gas goes up. The cost of a new home goes up. That's inflation in the real world. This is the part where inflation starts to feel like a scam. It's the reason so many people are frustrated. You might even get a pay raise at work. You look at your paycheck, see a bigger number, and think, "Great, I'm making more money." But then you go to the store and you realize the price of everything you buy has gone up even more than your raise. So even though you're technically earning more, your money buys less. You feel poorer. It's a silent theft from your purchasing power. And what about your savings? That money you've diligently put aside in a bank account? Inflation eats away at it quietly day by day. Nobody breaks into your account and steals it. It just shrinks in value. $100 saved 10 years ago could buy a lot more than $100 can today. Inflation doesn't knock on your door and announce its arrival. It just sneaks in and makes your money weaker. So, if inflation makes most of us feel poorer, does it benefit anyone? Absolutely. Inflation creates winners and losers. First, let's talk about the winners. The biggest winners are often those who owe a lot of money. Think about big corporations or even governments with massive debts. If you have a huge loan, inflation is actually your friend. Why? Because you're repaying back that loan with money that is worth less than it was when you borrowed it. You borrowed strong dollars and you're repaying with weaker dollars? It effectively reduces the real value of your debt. The other group that often wins during inflationary periods are owners of assets. These are things like real estate, stocks, or precious metals. As the value of money goes down, the price of these tangible assets tends to go up. If you own a house, its price will likely rise with inflation. If you own stocks in a company that can pass on higher costs to its customers, your investment value will likely rise too. These assets act as a shield, protecting your wealth from being eroded. Now, for the losers. Unfortunately, this is the majority of people. If you're paid an hourly wage or a fixed salary, your income often struggles to keep up with rising prices. Your boss isn't going to give you a raise every single month to match the latest inflation report. So you're stuck in a constant game of catch-up. The other big group that gets hurt are savers. Anyone who lives on a fixed income, like many retirees, or people who keep most of their wealth in cash in a savings account, gets hit hard. The interest you earn in a standard savings account is almost always lower than the rate of inflation. So every single day, your savings are losing purchasing power. You're playing a losing game. This is the cruel reality of inflation. It redistributes wealth from savers and workers to debtors and asset owners. So if inflation is so painful for so many, why does it keep happening? Why don't governments just stop it? The truth is, stopping inflation is incredibly painful in the short term. The main tool central banks use to fight inflation is raising interest rates. When interest rates go up, it becomes more expensive for people and businesses to borrow money. This cools down spending. People stop buying as much. Companies slow down their expansion plans, and the whole economy slows down. This reduction in demand helps to bring prices back under control. But here's the nasty side effect. A slowing economy often leads to a recession. Businesses that relied on cheap loans might fail. Companies might start laying off workers to cut costs, leading to higher unemployment. The stock market often crashes because future profits look less certain. So leaders and politicians face a terrible choice. They can inflict sharp, immediate pain on the economy to stop inflation now, which means job losses, business failures, and angry voters. Or they can choose the easier path, let inflation run a little hot, keep the economy growing, and hope for the best. More often than not, they choose to kick the can down the road. They opt for some inflation now over a painful recession today. But the bill for that decision always comes due eventually. So what's the lesson in all of this? Is inflation just some evil, unstoppable force? Not exactly. Inflation isn't good or evil. It's a signal, it's a fundamental truth about our economic system. And the signal is telling you two things. First, cash loses power over time. The money in your wallet or your bank account is a melting ice cube. Holding on to large amounts of it for long periods is a guaranteed way to lose wealth. Second, this means that just saving money is not enough to secure your financial future. You can't just put money under your mattress and expect it to be there for you in 20 or 30 years. It will be there, but it will buy a fraction of what it can today. This is the fundamental reason why people invest. For many, it's not about some wild dream of getting rich quick. It's a defensive strategy. It's about protecting the value of your hard-earned money from being eroded by inflation. It's about turning your cash into assets like stocks, real estate, or other things that have the potential to grow in value over time, hopefully faster than inflation. Investing is not just about getting richer. It's about avoiding getting poorer. When you really break it down, inflation isn't that complicated. It's just uncomfortable. More money chasing the same amount of stuff leads to higher prices. That's it. Once you truly understand this simple concept, you'll never look at money, savings, or your salary the same way again. It changes your entire perspective on how to build a secure financial future. Thanks for watching. Now I'm curious, let me know in the comments, what is the one price increase that has shocked you the most this year? Whether it's your coffee or your rent, I'd love to hear about it. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos that make complex topics simple. See you next time.